What's up, y'all? Time another fly today. This one is going to be another trout killer. This is the bead-headed woolly bugger. All right, so you can see I've got the hook and the bead and the weight. I weighted this one. You have to weight this one. You have to. If you don't, it just doesn't work right. Gotta put some weight on this thing. Gives it better action. So this is actually like the third attempt on this fly. I recorded a video tying one, and the video just deleted itself. And then I recorded another one, but I didn't have the materials that I needed to do it the way I wanted to. So this is third time's a charm. So here we go. Go ahead and secure that weight on there. A few wraps. It's just lead wire. And once you get the lead on there and get it secured, then you're going to want to grab your black marabou for your tail. That's what I'm doing right now. I went to the field and stream today and picked up a bunch of materials because, like I said, in the second one I just didn't have the materials I needed, and the marabou, I ran out of marabou, so I used pieces of marabou that I had, and it just wasn't the way I wanted it. So and they were actually out of the marabou that I needed when I went to the day, but they have long stemmed marabou, so I just make that work. It was a little thinner, so what I did on this one is I grabbed two feathers and put them together, and then just used the longer fibers at the end that you would normally use for the woolly bugger tail. While I'm taking my sweet time getting this set up, I'll go ahead and talk about this fly. It works really good in all kinds of water. I've caught flies in lakes and ponds with this fly, or I've caught trout with this fly in lakes and ponds, rivers, streams, creeks, you name it. They got trout in there, this fly will get it done. There's also a lot of variations of this fly. I'm actually going to be tying another variation of this called the flashy bugger, and it's just a more, it's a good way of putting it. It's like just a crazier version of it. It's got a lot of flash, and it's an obnoxious fly. So, but anyways, go ahead and secure marabou on there, and you want to make a body with it. So go all the way to the bead head, trim off, up to the bead head, and then wrap around the rest of that feather, cause it'll make a thicker body for the fly. It looks kind of messy right here, but once you get enough wraps on there, it'll kind of suck it down to the hook. And then once you have the other material on there as well, it'll flatten it all down. It'll look good. You'll see. But yeah, this is actually one of the first flies that I ever threw was a woolly bugger, and I've caught trout, lots of trout, and I've caught bluegill and other species on this as well. What you just saw in the background, that's going to be like a crystal flash. Add a few. It's real thin, real shiny. When the sun hits it, it just throws a bunch of different colors and shine. Gets the fish's attention. And you're gonna want to put. I'm putting 2 strands in with the tail, one on each side of the body. So get your piece, and then go ahead and secure it under that thread, and you want it to stick out just a little further than the fibers on the tail, just a little further. Trim the excess off right there, and then once you have it where you want it, see I'm adjusting right there, then go ahead and secure it with a few wraps with your thread. And then once it's secure, you can snip the tag end if there is any. This one managed to wrap itself around the other side, but the other side looks fine. You can kind of see it through the tail, throwing off some color. But once you get that one, you do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and secure it under the thread. And you see what I'm saying? Just the light from the room where I'm at is just throwing colors like crazy. And it does that under the water as well. The trout see it. Common saying like, "Ooh, shiny." Yeah, that does. Fish have ADD. I swear. Go ahead and secure that on there, snip your tag end, and that is the flash on the tail. Next thing you'll want to do is grab you a hackle, long black hackle feather. After you adjust the video. I'm not having a whole lot of luck doing this. I was bragging in one of the last videos I made about how I use the phone. It works great, and it does work great, but it's been a pain in the butt lately. But whatever, it is what it is. I make it work. So, another thing I had to go get today that I ran out of is some black hackle. Taking my sweet time. Then strip those fibers back, spread them out a little bit, and then take the fibers off the fatter end, just a little bit of them to help secure it a little better. You want to secure it all the way up against the butt of the tail, the base of the tail, as close as you can get it. And then after you get that on there, go ahead and get you some black chenille. And I've made this mistake numerous times. I think all 3 times I've made this fly, attempting to make a video with this fly, I cut my chenille too short, or just barely long enough, I guess you should say. You'll see. But make sure you'll get used to doing it. You'll know how much is enough. Make sure you cut off enough material, because when it comes with chenille, you can make it work if you have to add more, and just tie off where the piece that you cut ends, and then add another piece. But it helps to cut a little bit more than you need. That way you can end it with a good, the perfect amount on the fly itself. So secure it in. Another thing I could have done is I secured it a lot higher up than I really needed to. I could have secured it a lot closer to the tail and would have ended up with more material left over. That's probably the mistake I made, the biggest mistake I made. So, and then right there, I almost didn't tie it close enough to the tail. This fly's been it's tested me. But go ahead and wrap your chenille up the shank of the hook. Try not to drop it, because then you're going to have to re-wrap it tighter. But you can see I'm running out. Just kind of sneak it up there best I could up to the bead. I just got it. So go ahead and secure it on there. Give it a few wraps. Snip off your tag end. And then you're going to take that hackle, and I go ahead and strip it back a little bit, kind of flare out the fibers of that the feather, and then wrap it. Now I wrapped it too tight, so I had to unwrap it and wrap it again, which has also happened on the last few that I've made. Grab my hackle pliers, and then you'll see I had to start over with the wraps. These hackle pliers it's almost like a toothless alligator clip, and I'm not really liking them. They have a tendency to easily break off the hackle. They're like that. They're good for other things. Like, I will definitely get a different pair of a different type of hackle pliers, but these are still good for other materials. But I've had a lot of problems with the actual hackle for the hackle pliers, and it's just not a huge fan. They do help get close to where you need to be with them, but it's just, I don't know, they're snapping off feathers, and it just happened again. Frustrating. Get it up to the bead, secure it in with the thread. Pull the feathers back so you don't have any sneaking under the thread, poking up to the eye of the hook, and then snip off that extra tag and hackle. Next thing you do is grab your whip finish tool and a couple whip finishes on this fly, and it's basically done. This also works really good in the rivers for catching steelhead. I have a red bead-headed variation that I tie, kind of like the legged accepting leech that I on the first fly video. It's the same thing, but instead of a legged leech, it's a red bead-headed woolly bugger, and it worked. It works really good. I've used orange bead-headed woolly buggers and caught steelhead, and then they have a pink chenille headed woolly bugger that has worked good for steelhead as well. So I'll probably tie those variations so they're on here so you can see them. But that's gonna do it for this fly. Works great for trout. Go ahead and tie some and check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, make sure you subscribe, comment, like, and share. You guys take it easy.